What's up, guys? Nick here with McGaughy's Suspension. I've got Jacob that came down from Northern California to show us this beautiful C71 that's behind us. Jacob, why don't you tell us, what is your background with trucks and automotive?
I build hot rods and custom vehicles for a living. I've been around the trucks for a really long time.
When you say custom, are you doing like custom fabrication, hot rods, muscle cars, or new stuff?
Definitely more like old school style or sheet metal fabrication for parts and stuff you can't get anymore. Personally, I've had a lot lower vehicles, like 2000 GMC, with body drop, suicide door, Chevy, and this whole thing like that.
So what drew you to building a lifted truck?
I've never done it before.
So first time. So this is the first time you've done a lifted truck. So.
I tend to overdo a little bit, you know, so once I got into it, I messed with it a little bit, had a little bit smaller lift on it, smaller wheels and tires, and it was sort of like we were talking about, the bug bit me, you know, and I was just like, no, we gotta go bigger, we gotta go shinier, we gotta go just a little bit bigger on everything. So
how long did you have it, the first version?
I had probably about 8 months the first time.
And just wheels, ideas and everything just start spinning.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, start all over again.
Yeah. You just start, you know, you're on Instagram, social media, you're seeing what other people are doing, and, you know, more color ideas come, and you see everybody going bigger wheels and tires, and, you know, more elaborate suspension. And then when I saw like McGaughys, that's sort of what set off the ideas. That's
what I was going to ask you, like, what drew you to the McGaughys?
It's just the design. So I'm really big on design and looks and styling and stuff. So like all the cutout patterns and stuff, it's just very different than a lot of the other kits on the market that are very basic and simple.
Gave you options to be personalized about it.
Absolutely.
Colors, polishing, and just everything else.
Absolutely.
Cool. So you obviously are running our 7-9 McGaughys kit, and you're setting up about what, 9 inches?
Just a little bit taller than 9 inches right now, just because of the coilovers. I got the Fox GSE coilovers in there, so it brought it up. It's probably right about 9 inches. I mean,
and you're running our up control arms.
Yes, sir.
You got the face plates on
everything
there.
you got.
Traction bars out back.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then on the front here, what do we got modified on the front?
Cutting edge off-road grill, and then did some custom work with that.
I see. Yeah. So what's the color combo here?
It's a 3-layer grill. We have the custom copper bronze color, and then there's a chrome layer behind that with the LED backlit.
Yeah.
It turned out really nice. It was kind of a concept idea that I did with them, and it's one of those things that, you know, you don't really know how it's going to look until you actually see it. And I think it turned out pretty slick.
So this is powder coated and this is painted?
Yes, sir.
Got it. And what about the headlights?
So the headlights have the clears, the amber delete kit from them. So we did that just to clean it up just a little bit. Didn't do anything too wild. I'd like wild, but at the same time, simplicity. So, you know, that's what we do with those. I thought it was good.
What drew you to this like color code? Like where'd it come from?
I like different. You know, there's so many trucks out there that look amazing, but a lot of them have the same color combination, and I just wanted to stick out a little bit more. So I came up with like the lowrider scene where there's just crazy colors on everything.
Translucent,
candies all over the place, flakes and stuff. So like the teal that's on here is a powder coat, but it's over a metal flat base. So I just wanted something different, and the copper color I was really drawn to. And then I was talking to my buddy Kevin, and we were just looking at some other colors and laying them up next to each other, and I was like, that's slick, like let's do that, that's pretty cool. And again, it's one of those things you don't really know how it's actually going to look until it's done, and you're just like fingers crossed and such that. But yeah, I dig it. When we did the first time, we had a little bit of color. Yep. They were similar colors, but not exactly the same. And it was just little pieces here. And then when I told him what I was going to do and go bigger and do the wheels and everything, he was like, bring everything. Just bring everything. So I went down there with him, stayed with him for a week, prepped everything, got everything dialed in, and just shot everything at once. I mean, we were doing like 14-hour days for like a week straight.
So how long was the truck down?
The truck from tear down to back together, probably like 3 months, maybe just shy of.
So you have more than just the suspension and the bolt-on parts powder coated. You have factory parts underneath it that are powder coated also to bring it all together.
Yeah.
So you have about 3 months now.
Yeah.
Well, we're
tearing down like the rear differential and stuff like that. You know, you got to get that all pulled apart first.
so did you gear it while it was apart?
Yeah.
What did you go with here?
456s, so take a little bit of stress off the transmission. So I never even ran the factory strut when I did the first lift. I had coilovers also. They were Fox coilovers, but they weren't adjustable. So swapped them out for these. The DSE is like night and day difference between those. Like being able to actually fine tune that, I didn't know how much of a difference it was actually going to make, but it really does. Like this thing rides super slick right now.
So for the money, upgrading to the DSCs, it was beneficial.
I think so.
Awesome. And then you guys got the spring, the coil spring that's powder coated. You got upper controls that are powder coated with the faceplates that are chromed, right?
Yeah.
Man, this thing is just awesome.
Lower control arms powder coated, sway bars chrome.
Which is not easy because you have to take the bushings out, the ball joints out, do it all correctly. So it does a lot of work.
It took a little bit of time.
Okay.
Definitely less stressful taking apart, way more stressful going back together. Once everything's powder coated, yeah, exactly. You can scratch it coming apart. But
tell me about these wheels.
They're 26x14 TIS wheels. They're forged. The guys over there were great because I got into these because I asked them why I would see them at shows, but I can't buy them. And I talked to Miles and some of the people there and got me into these. And once I got these, I saw what they were doing with the floater caps, so had some of those.
So while you're riding down the road, you and then again, you put some color. So why did you go with the color on the backside and all full polish on the outside? Like what brought you to that conclusion?
It was just one of those things. Like you see through social media and stuff like that, you just see different looks, and it really helps you determine what you want to do. It's really nice being able to see what other people are doing. It gives you like an actual visual reference to something. So with the first version that I did the whole centers, the copper color, and I liked that for a while. But like me and David were talking about, if you're gonna have a polished wheel, you're gonna pay the money to have a polished wheel, like have that polish showing, have that looking good. So I still wanted to incorporate the color, but I still wanted that really nice polish on the face. The back color is nice because it's just an accent as opposed to being overwhelming as far as color goes.
So you said these are 12 wide?
14
wide, and the tires are?
They're 37 by 14 and a half, 26s from 30.
And how hard was it to clear on the 79? Can't you said you're up a little bit taller?
Yeah, I'm up a little bit taller, so actually I don't really have any real rubbing issues. I just notched the lower balance,
Standard.
Which is pretty standard, and I was pretty happy with that, because you see a lot of the guys that have to cut in kind of heavy if they don't go up tall enough. So I was pretty happy that I didn't have to do that.
So one thing that's standing out that some of the viewers are gonna right away point out is that you've got billet base plates on your front lateral strut bars and on your traction bars, which we don't have available right now yet. They're coming, but you've got them. You just went ahead and just did it yourself.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I actually talked to you guys a little bit about it. And like you and I have talked before, I'm the type of if I see something and I have that in my head, that's how it's going to be, So I waited for a little bit, but we were getting so close to everything coming back together that fortunately I do have access to the tooling and stuff.
That looks good. I mean,
I appreciate
it looks really good.
I appreciate it. But yeah, that, like we were talking earlier, that's like the jewelry, you can have the powder coating and stuff like that, but just those little highlights to it, and it really throws the color around too, having all that shine underneath there.
Well, like stage one is everyone. I mean, how many people you have driving around with white trucks? Then it's like, okay, cool, you can do the teal color, powder coating the whole kit. But taking that stage with another contrasting color plus the billet and chrome, I mean, it looks phenomenal. Right? Obviously, yours looks very unique. So again, the billet faceplates, and You've got the traction bars in one color with the mounts in the teal color. And what's this color again in the bronze?
It's actually a custom color that my buddy Brandon put together. Mainly primary copper with just a little bit of a bronze additive. But just wanted to darken it up just a touch because with the original color that we did that was all copper, it had a really, really orange hue to it. And I wanted it to emulate more of a metal looking or like an actual metal.
So back here again, we've got the Fox reservoir shocks because obviously DSCs, there's not really an option for them for the rear.
Right.
So you've got the reservoir shock back, and then I see there you've got you don't have the standard Fox logo decal on there.
Nah.
So you went the extra mile, and what happened there?
Yeah. So I just had all the stickers made, and we got lucky that we could get a color that was so close to being color match. I mean, there's actual like. It's hard to see in this light.
Yeah,
there is a little bit of the metal flake to it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it came.
So the axle got powder coated. The least wings got taken apart. Those are powder coated. U-bolts are powder coated. Your rear diff. What rear diff is that?
It's a G2 cover on it, and that was actually pretty cool to watch while they were powder coating because they had to lay down this chrome base to it because of the material. We didn't want to mess with the integrity of it. So they laid down this chrome base, and then my buddy Kevin like literally stabbed their bike finger and finger wiped every groove, and he even got out little Q-tips and got in there and did all that. Yeah, so that was pretty cool to watch. Horn Blaster kit, it's their Katrina kit, and it's actually on their Goliath mount. This thing is hard bolted up to the frame, so in my opinion, a little bit more sturdy, and plus I really like the placement of it. It allowed me to like sort of move everything out, like get everything so it was much more visible as opposed to being confined to a really small area.
And rear taillights.
They're Go Recon taillights. They're done by Supreme Retro. They did a great job.
Performance, is it all stock or you got some stuff?
Just little minor stuff. There's McGaughy's exhaust on it, like K&N Blackhawk tape on it and stuff. But
is it like chip tuners?
Yeah, it's been tuned to help mesh the tranny with the new gears and the bigger wheel sizes and get just a little bit more performance out. But you know, it's a gasser, so it's not like we're doing anything super crazy.
It's a nice one though.
I appreciate it. It's beautiful. And I was able to get to most with myself, but definitely the guys at McGaughys powder coating. Like they did me so solid with this. My buddy Philo did help me with a lot of the CAD stuff for this place. And then a couple of my old hot rod buddies, you know, these dudes are late 50s. They built dragsters and shit. But they were always over there to like lend me a hand.
So they were into this?
Oh yeah. No, they dig it. They were just like,
really?
It's very different than their style, but they were totally into coming.
They got it. They appreciated all the powder.
They're big are just vehicle guys, so they're like, we're into it.
That's awesome. But man, this thing's beautiful. I appreciate you coming down and spending time and
Thank you for having us out, man.
Telling everyone about your build. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to see more about this truck, you can go to his Instagram. I'll put it down in the description down below. Also, leave your comments and tell us what you think about these videos. We're trying something a little bit different. We're hoping to, just spark some interest and show people off that's within the community of what they've done with their truck. And as always, if you want to follow McGaughys, check us out at McGaughys on Facebook and on Instagram, and then you can also check us out on our website. If you've got any questions about our product, feel free to DM us, and we'll be more than happy to message you back with answers and point you in the right direction. Thanks for watching.